Welcome back to Fast News F1. Today, we're breaking down an action-packed Mexican Grand Prix that saw Carlos Sainz clinch a hard-fought victory, Lando Norris take an impressive second, and Max Verstappen hit with massive penalties that shook up the standings. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay on top of all things Formula 1. Now, let's get into all the drama from this unforgettable race. The spotlight was on Carlos Sainz, who secured his first win in 7 months after a flawless drive. The real drama started on lap 63 when Charles Leclerc lost grip at turn 17, narrowly avoiding the wall. This mistake left the door wide open for Lando Norris to swoop into P2, setting up a late chase to close in on his former McLaren teammate, Sainz. But with incredible composure, Sainz held on to claim victory for Ferrari, solidifying their surge in form. Who do you think was the driver of the day? Comment below with Carlos or Lando and tell us why. But the action didn't end at the front. Yuki Tsunoda's race ended after just one turn following a clash with Alex Albon. Albon, sandwiched between an Alpine and Tsunoda, had nowhere to go, which forced both out of the race. This dramatic start was just the beginning of a chaotic day for many drivers. Local hero Sergio Perez faced a tough outing. He was handed a 5-second penalty for a grid positioning error, and later, a tangle with Liam Lawson left him with race-compromising damage. By lap 28, after Max Verstappen had served his own penalties, it was only teammate Sergio Perez and Lance Stroll behind him. Despite the setbacks, Verstappen fought his way back into the points, showing the resilience we've come to expect from the championship leader. We want to hear from you. Should Sergio Perez have received a heavier penalty, or was the 5-second penalty fair? Vote in the comments below with fair or too light. In the midfield, Oscar Piastri charged up the order after a tough qualifying session. However, a gamble on tyre strategy didn't pay off, leaving him short of catching Kevin Magnussen in P7. Over at Mercedes, George Russell's race became more challenging after sustaining front-wing damage, which threw off his car's balance. More surprising was Lewis Hamilton's struggle to pass his teammate, despite Russell's compromised car. Mercedes fans, what are your thoughts on the team's performance in Mexico? Let us know in the comments. Should Mercedes focus more on car balance, or was it just bad luck this time? Ferrari enjoyed a stellar day with a double podium, allowing them to move ahead of Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship. Both Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hülkenberg of Haas also finished in the points, rounding out a fantastic day for the American team. This Grand Prix was overshadowed by continued tension between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris, who faced off once again on track after their clash in Texas. The two drivers reportedly had direct exchanges in a lively drivers' meeting, discussing how to fairly defend and overtake. Sky Sports' Craig Slater described the meeting as respectful but intense, with many drivers feeling FIA standards need to improve. So, F1 fans, what's your take on the FIA's approach to penalties? Should the rules be clarified even further, or is this just part of the racing drama? Let us know in the comments with clarify rules or keep it spicy. One of the most talked about moments came from Max Verstappen's double penalty that totaled 20 seconds, an unheard of setback for the reigning champion. The first 10-second penalty was handed down after Verstappen forced Norris off the track, and the second for gaining an advantage after both drivers went off track at turn 8. Verstappen wasn't pleased, and when informed of the penalties, he could only respond, "That's impressive." His race engineer, John Piero Lambiase, hinted at the ongoing frustration, remarking, "There was a lot of winging." This sparked a wave of mixed reactions among fans and drivers alike. Was the penalty for Verstappen fair, or did the FIA go too far? Comment below with fair or too harsh. We want to hear from you. The tension between Verstappen and Norris goes beyond the track. The two drivers reportedly exchanged words during the drivers' briefing in Mexico City. It was described as calm but direct, with many drivers pressing the FIA to explain their decision-making process. With both drivers unhappy about past incidents, it's clear their on-track rivalry has heated up for the season's final stretch. F1 fans, are you here for this rivalry? Let us know by commenting Team Norris or Team Verstappen, and tell us who you think will come out on top. In post-race interviews, Carlos Sainz gave further insights into the recent drivers' meeting, describing it as productive and hopeful that future updates to the racing guidelines will make penalties clearer for everyone. Sainz shared that drivers want a better understanding of the rules going forward to ensure that intense battles on track can continue without controversy. Sainz's thoughts reflect the overall sentiment in the paddock. Ferrari's lead driver acknowledged the need for better defined boundaries in racing, especially as incidents between title contenders like Verstappen and Norris keep raising questions. He hinted that upcoming races will serve as a test for these updated guidelines. Elsewhere in the field, Fernando Alonso's 400th career race was unfortunately cut short by mechanical issues, marking a disappointing end to what should have been a celebration for the seasoned driver. In contrast, Haas enjoyed a stellar race with both Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hülkenberg finishing in the points, a major success for the American team amid fierce midfield competition. As the dust settles on the Mexican Grand Prix, the Constructors' Championship is hotter than ever. With their stellar performance, Ferrari has now leapfrogged Red Bull in the standings, thanks to Sainz's win and Leclerc's commendable efforts, despite a late race mistake. This season is coming down to the wire, and each point matters more than ever. And with only a handful of races left, the pressure is mounting on every driver and team. The evolving Ferrari-Red Bull-McLaren battle, combined with fierce rivalries like Verstappen versus Norris, is setting up an unforgettable end to the season. And that wraps up the latest action from the Mexican GP. What a race, it's been one for the ages with more battles, penalties, and surprises than we could have expected. If you're as excited as we are for the final races of the season, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single update. Let us know in the comments which race moment shocked you the most. Was it Verstappen's penalties, Norris's podium, or Ferrari's climb up the standings? And don't forget to share this video with fellow F1 fans who need to know all the race drama. Thanks for tuning into Fast News F1. We'll see you in Qatar, where new rivalries, fresh strategies, and the fight for the title will only intensify. Until then, stay fast and keep your eyes on the track. The Mexican Grand Prix has given us so much to talk about, from stewards' calls to incredible battles on track. With all eyes now on the next Grand Prix in Qatar, we'll be here to cover all the action. Make sure you're subscribed to Fast News F1, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a beat. Remember, every subscription helps us reach our goal of 100 fans and keeps the F1 conversation going. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time here on Fast News F1. Let's keep the conversation rolling in the comments. What changes do you think F1 should make to stewarding in future races?